Think about dining out at a restaurant. Often, they serve bread or chips before the main course. For individuals with diabetes, this could be devastating and lead to sharp spikes in blood sugar.
It's Doctora Victoria and George.
Today, we're delving into a topic that has the potential to revolutionize diabetes management. Join me as we uncover a fascinating world of nutrient sequencing and its impact on our health. At the heart of diabetes management lies the concept of reducing overall carbohydrate intake. This practice, backed by numerous studies, has shown promise in improving blood sugar levels. The beauty of it can be incorporated into various eating patterns, tailored to individual tastes and preferences. I think we all know that, but the hard part is actually doing it. For adults with type 2 diabetes, they face challenges reaching glycemic targets or prioritizing reduced medication use. An approach of decreasing overall carbohydrate intake through low or very low carbohydrate eating plans has been explored. While these plans can yield positive results, it's essential to acknowledge that they might pose difficulties in maintaining over the long term. So what if we could harness the metabolic effects of a low carbohydrate diet without eliminating them completely? To understand how our meals impact our blood sugar, we must consider several factors: the quantity of carbohydrates, the type of carbohydrates, and the overall balance of macronutrients in a meal, including proteins, fat, and fiber. However, there's more to the story. Some research has illuminated the significance of the timing of carbohydrates in the meal and the macronutrient consumption during a meal, which we call nutrient sequencing. In one study, participants who consumed a small amount of olive oil before a meal experienced a delayed rise in blood sugar levels. Another study showed that consuming protein before a meal led to improved glucose responses. These findings hint at the power of nutrient sequencing. If you've had diabetes for a while, you'll be familiar with this term, postprandial glucose. If not, you might be wondering, well, what is postprandial glucose? Well, postprandial simply means after a meal. So postprandial glucose refers to the amount of sugar in your blood after you've eaten. Researchers took this concept further and designed a study looking at the order of food consumption. Their primary goal was to investigate how the order in which we consume our foods impact our blood sugar levels. They also explored secondary objectives, including the effect on post-meal insulin levels, that postprandial glucose, and how our body's hunger and fullness hormones come into play. Interestingly, this study revealed that when individuals followed a carbohydrate last meal pattern, their body's hunger-regulating hormone remained suppressed for an extended period. Additionally, this approach led to lower spikes in blood glucose sugar levels, so you feel fuller longer. So put it into context. Think about dining out at a restaurant. Often, they serve bread or chips before the main course. For individuals with diabetes, this could be devastating and lead to sharp spikes in blood sugar. Imagine if we could save those carbohydrate-rich items for the end of the meal, if you even still want it, and it could make a significant difference in sugar levels. So order the shrimp or a hummus appetizer instead. In a nutshell, the sequence in which we consume our nutrients matters. Eating non-starchy vegetables, protein, and foods rich in healthy fats before carbohydrates can control blood sugar levels, and adopting a carb last meal pattern might also influence our body's hunger and fullness cues. And that sounds great. Well, these insights hold promise. More research is needed to understand how practical and effective these strategies are across different populations. How many meals do you actually eat an appetizer? And isn't it usually all kind of mixed together? Think of a curry. I've got my curry sitting on top of my rice, and I'll eat the whole thing together. But the major takeaway, consider placing your carbohydrates at the end of your meal. It's a neat concept and something we can try implementing right away. If you're someone who checks your sugar levels regularly, give it a try. How does it work if you have a little bit of something with some fat and protein before your meal, maybe while you're preparing it, and see, do your sugar levels change in that postprandial glucose range, half hour to an hour after a meal? It's something that we can start implementing right away. So thank you for joining us today, our healthcare team. We hope that you'll join us next time. Bye-bye.